Hello everybody, welcome back to another Expeditions Guide. Today we're going to be taking a look at Sinister Triangle, an expedition in the Mountain Labyrinths. This is a long one. If you look at the map here, we're going to be venturing into complete darkness for this one. But have no fear, I will guide you along the way to complete this one as we travel into the unknown. So the first thing we need to do is head up to this yellow circle here and do some exploration. So for that, we're going to be using the Lodestar, and I also have the Scout 800 with me. That we'll be using a little bit later in this guide, and I'll show you why when we get there. But I do have a set of anchors on both trucks, and I also brought with me a Kane Ishida, the drone operator, so we can get a little bit of extra drone range for that scouting task. So we're going to head over here first, heading out of the outpost. I'm going to stop by this airdrop. I'm going to grab this jack screw and the diamond and top off the fuel tank. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off down this beach and make our way to this island over here. So we're going to use this shallow crossing to get across this island here. Or across the river to get to the island. And then we're going to go across the island. Kind of skipped a little step in my talking there. Right, so we're going to pull ourselves up with the winch. I'm going to go ahead and climb down these rocks here. And we're going to go ahead and make our way over this way by these rocks, and then we're going to go ahead and cross over to the other shore. Once we make it across the shoreline, we're going to follow this path that goes up to the left into the mountains here. And we're going to go ahead and follow this up and over these rocks. And we're going to go right around these trees here. And this will get us right in the center of the circle here. So from here, we're going to use binoculars. Just kind of circle the horizon. Alright, so that got us to 75%. So what I'm going to do is we're going to use the drone and go hit this area behind us, and then we're going to come right across and go into this forest area here. So that's why we got the drone operator. We got some extra range on the drone. The drone operator is just so nice for doing these big exploration area, so you can just kind of fly infinite range pretty much once you get into the area. Super handy. Alright, so next up we're going to head to the forest across the way from us. We are at 93% now. Alright, there we go. So, with the exploration area done, what we're going to do is we're going to head through this pass. There's going to be a rock clearing here. We're going to clear that, head all the way down, and then cross the swamp. So that is where we are headed next. And make our way through this little mud bog. And we're going to go ahead and climb all the way up these rocks. and go right in between these trees here. And this is going to get us to our path down to the swamp. Like I mentioned before, we got a rock clearing here. So we're going to go ahead and clear the rocks, 75 spare parts. And then we're going to continue on our way. So this is a very fast downhill section here with a lot of rocks. So we're just going to straight down to the shoreline here. And we're just going to take it easy with the speed. So that right there is a very difficult tippy spot. Get ourselves pointed in the right direction here. Go over these rocks. Alright, and that's going to get us down to this little washed out river here. So we're going to go ahead and just cross this. It's nice and shallow here. As long as you just kind of aim for the not deep parts. And just kind of cross this with relative ease with just about any vehicle. So we're going to cross over this again here, and this is also where you're going to find the task pickup to unlock the A&K Civilian. We'll get to that one another day. But once we got across, we're going to get to this basically flat land here. It's kind of swampy, not too bad. Let me just drive right into the trees, why don't I? Anyway, we're going to go ahead and cross this. And what we're looking for is this right here. It's a nice river with a floodplain here. So we're going to go ahead and stay to the left side of this river. And we're going to continue to follow this river. So from here, you have two options, and I'll show you these options. So we can go up the river, or if you look over here, there's a very steep crossing there. You can go both ways, but we're going to go up the river and around, and I will show you that way. Because that is a very, very difficult climb over there. So right now we're just following the river all the way to the top here. Once we get to the top, we're going to go ahead and cross it here. And make our way up this hill. Come on. I'm not trying to run into the trees. It just happens. Alright, so once we get over here, we're going to turn to the right and head through the woods here. I think I'm having issues. I've got the controller set to turn the wheel and it just doesn't turn because of all these bushes here. I think that's the problem I'm having. But that's okay. So we're going to cross the forest, and that's going to take us down to this little hill that we'll be able to climb down. So we're going to make our way down. And we're going to drive right on over to the waypoint here. And begin scanning. And there's a bear over there. Incredible design that's probably rated to other similar Cromlechs. Alright, so next up, we need to make our way all the way down here. So we're going to go back over this way and around the shore of this lake. And then there's going to be a path that we'll be able to take. And I'll show you that path when we get there. But this is definitely a long one. It's a fun one, though. Like, this is a really fun expedition. I really like this one. We're going to go right through the trees here. And like I mentioned before, we're going to go right along the shoreline here. So we're going to be kind of going over a bunch of rocks here. Go ahead. Prepare. Alright, so we're going to continue across this flat area here. And that's going to get us to a river. And we need to go ahead and get across this river. So we're going to go ahead and go right across here. I am going to put down an anchor. Pull me up. And then we're going to go right down the other side here. Once I made it across the river, we're going to go ahead and follow the river for a little bit. Alright. Check the binoculars real quick. Let me just double check my bearings. Yep, this is perfect. So we're going to go down this way and across this path here. And that is going to take us all the way over here. So right here. Alright, so we're going to go this way. go across these rocks. So this is kind of sketchy here. We're going to go right on the edge of this cliff, get across. Make our way across these rocks. We're going to go right around this big crack there. We'll just continue to make our way through the woods here. And there we have it. We're almost at our second point here. Alright, so once we pop here, now we gotta go find another destination location. But before we do that, I'm gonna go right on over to this airdrop here. And we're going to check it for supplies. And we got some anchors that we'll be able to sell. Alright, so the last step, we got to get to a waypoint that's right up here. So we're going to jump into the Scout 800. And I'm going to go ahead and plot a route here. So we're going to go right along the shore here, down and across. And we're going to follow this up and over. And right about here is where we're going to find a path through the woods that we'll be able to take to get to our waypoint. It's pretty straightforward, but follow along with me and I'll show you how we can get there. Okay, let me also go ahead and turn it to daytime for you guys so you can see a little better. So, basically following the same path we did to start off with the Lodestar, we're going to take this over to the beach. But instead of heading towards that island, we're going to go to the left and follow the shoreline down. Alright, once we get over here, we're going to cross over these islands. I don't know why I put my waypoint way over there. That's not where I wanted to go to. But that's okay. We'll move it. We'll cross over here. So once we get across, we're going to go ahead and climb on up. And we're going to go ahead and follow this big mountain island to the south here. Once we get over here, we're going to cut through these trees. That's going to get us right on the base of this mountain here. Oh! Whoa. Okay. Alright. Come on. I took that turn just a little too sharply, hit that rock there. So be careful for that. But once we get around here, we're going to go ahead and climb all the way up to the forest here. As I said, once you get to the forest here, you're going to find a nice little path that's kind of cut out through the woods here. Kind of spirals around here. And we're going to drive right on over to the waypoint and begin scanning. So we got to take a photo. Where are they? Where are they? Oh, they're there. These big rocks. There we go, Cromlech. And there you have it. That is Sinister Triangle completed. This is a long one, but it's a super important one because this unlocks a new outpost as well as a set of tires. Anko 4s. I'm not really sure what those are for. I think they're for the ANK. So, I'd have to double check that one. I don't have those on my notes for some reason, but that's okay. So this unlocks the western outpost, so additional outpost to use in the Mountain Labyrinths. So, hope you guys enjoyed this guide. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.